Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another St. Charles Stories episode. I'm Nate Wentz, Tourism Sales Coordinator for the St. Charles Business Alliance. Also joined here from the Alliance is our marketing specialist, Rachel Garland.
Hello.
So we're going to have another great episode here as we're going to be to learn about Flagship and all the great things that they do to celebrate their employees here in St. Charles and kind of talk about that story. So we have Steve Meyer, who's the owner of Flagship here in St. Charles, here to talk about all the great things there. So Steve, great to see you. It's been, almost 2 years since we've had you on the podcast, but it's good to have you back.
Thank you very much, man. It's good to be back. It's good to be back kind of hopefully when we're wrapping up a pandemic. So it's hopefully it's good timing.
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed, Rachel. I like it. So, it's been, as I said, it's been a little bit, a bit since you've been on the podcast. So let's, get back to learn a little bit about you. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How long you've been in the St. Charles area, favorite things to do here, and, how about one little fun fact about yourself?
One little fun fact. All right. Just over 3 years ago to open up Flagship on the Fox. I moved out here January of 2019, and we opened June of 19.
Mm-hmm.
So we're coming up on 3 years. Absolutely love the St. Charles area, love the people, love the river, love the, just kind of everything about this town, the parks. It's got its own feel. I think our distance from Chicago is probably one of our benefits because it's helped us remain a town. Right. We're not a cookie cutter suburb. We have a nice downtown area. We have so many good things happening around here. I truly love it. Let's see. I guess another thing I do I like that, and that'll go into my interesting fact. Where if you go west of town, you're in cornfields. We have kind of the best of everything out here. So leading into my interesting fact, I guess that would be I grew up on a farm outside of a town of 300 people. And if I would have continued there, we moved, my high school would have been 91 total enrollment.
Okay. Wow. So very small.
Yeah. Very, very small town. Very small town.
Yeah. You usually see about that size, at Flagship on any given weekend, 90 plus people. So that's kind of, it's nice to be able to go to, have that same size, I guess.
Correct.
But in terms of, talking about the things that you love in St. Charles, we love having you guys here. We love being able to have Flagship here because you guys are so cool and so awesome. Like the bar that you guys have and restaurant is so awesome. So let's talk about it just a little bit, with a little brief overview. So, you talked about when you opened in 2019, but what are some of your, favorite things about your business and, maybe a favorite menu item that you have?
Sure. I would say my favorite thing about my business, about Flagship on the Fox, it has to start with my management team and my staff. They are truly unbelievable. Management team, between Jason, Zach, and Chef Matt, they've all been there since day one. And Flagship wouldn't be where it's at, hands down, without them. Now, going along with them, I would say probably 75 to 80% of our staff is still day one employees. We're truly fortunate with that. That's not common. The restaurant bar industry has a huge turnover rate, and we don't. And then thirdly, one thing I'm extremely proud of is our clientele. We have a great demographic of people that come in there and enjoy it. And, it's like Norm walking in Cheers every day. We get those same cast of great characters or families or whoever it may be. And it's just a very good feeling to walk into that every day.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's not hard to love Flagship. Like I said, you guys are phenomenal. Everything you guys got on going over there, it's just such a cool spot to go in St. Charles. So, really have done an awesome job. So that, we want to talk about some of the things that, you guys have done with the pandemic. So Rachel has some questions for you on that.
Yeah. Right. So obviously when the pandemic hit, restaurants kind of really suffered at first, but it also brought along a lot of new opportunities. And I feel like Flagship is the perfect example of that with your outdoor dining that was between Arcata and Flagship. Can you tell us a little bit about that process, how that idea kind of came to be, stuff like that?
Yeah. Another benefit of being out in St. Charles was the pandemic. The city of St. Charles reached out to most small operators, bars, restaurants, maybe boutiques and stuff like that, and said, you know, we have this idea. We'd like to give you public space, you know, or you could use your parking lot, or you could use, you know, whatever. So I think they initially came and said we could use the city-owned parking lot just to the east of Flagship and Pollyanna. And logistically, that just did not really work for us. So with Walnut not running through across the river, we asked them if that would be a possibility. And they were more than accommodating. They had a couple of requests, wanted to see a site plan and a couple other things here and there. But that was like the biggest godsend, you know, that literally kept us alive in 2020. You know, without that, I mean, we're probably closed.
Oh yeah. I mean, I know how excited people get about even just your garage door area being open. So I think they were thrilled to see that outdoor dining opportunity. So
Sure.
do
And
you know yet? Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just said it's one great thing that's come out of pandemic, you know, because we did it again in 2021, and it looks like moving forward, there's some other plans for that area that I can't really talk about yet. But it is one good thing that will come out of pandemic.
Perfect. Well, my next question anyway was going to say, do you know what's happening there next? So we'll just veto that one and cut it out. So
We'll touch that in like 2 weeks or probably 2 months.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, but do we have a possibility of the patio at least coming back in some form, like a little just a little nibble?
This year there will be no change. It'll be the exact same patio. But there is some changes that will be made after probably October.
Yeah. So everyone keep an eye out for that, you know, follow their Facebook. Like, will you guys be like announcing that on like Facebook or anything once those changes kind of go forward, or kind of like more towards like
just be more of a visual, like you'll see the press going on over winter. You'll see, I don't want to give anything away, but
no, I completely understand. So, but got some exciting things coming down the road for Flagship. So awesome. Cool. No, I mean, I love that area. Like, you know, especially like what you guys have done with like the lighting out there. Like it kind of has that, like, especially at night and during the summer, there's like, it's such a cool spot to come hang out, you know, grab a bite to eat, you know, hang with friends, grab a drink. You know, so you guys have done a tremendous job with transforming that space out there.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. So, you know, as you kind of talked about earlier, you know, with, you know, being one of the favorite things being the employees, let's talk about that because, you know, you guys have really done such an amazing job. Like even just looking on like your guys' Facebook, you know, how you guys celebrate your employees. Like I think there was one where you talked about like having like celebrating employee getting married, and then one had like a weight lifting competition. Can you tell us why that's like so important to, you know, Flagship's culture and for you as well?
I mean, on a personal note, I mean, a lot of these people are my friends, you know, as well as employees or coworkers or whatnot, but we all get along, you know, it's a good time. So it's always fun to celebrate your friends, your coworkers, whatever. What I've seen is that culture, that breeds longevity, that breeds employees wanting to come to work, employees working hard, employees enjoying their time there. And it's all these little things that you can do that maybe it's not a big thing. It's a 2-minute social media, whatever. But all those little things add up. And it is true. We do want to build a culture where everybody feels welcome, everybody feels safe, they have fun, and hopefully they make money and everything else. So,
yeah. Absolutely. So, you know, and to kind of keep continuing on that road or continuing on that thought, you know, I think one thing that's really awesome about Flagship, and it's something that we talked about on the podcast back in 2019 when we asked, you know, if you were to be king of St. Charles for the day, what your proclamation would be. Do you remember what it was?
I do remember. I think I wanted St. Charles to be the most inclusive community when it came to employment for the developmental disabled.
Yeah, no, and I think that's so awesome that you guys, you know, hire, you know, people with developmental disabilities. Can you tell us, you know, why that's important for you, and, you know, what has kind of led you, you know, throughout your life to, you know, making that a priority for yourself and for Flagship?
I think I directly get it from my dad. He was a teacher and principal, and I think I was just taught at a young age, don't let somebody sit alone in the cafeteria because they're different than somebody else. I think that is where it started. Well, I know that's where it started. I think I was in 4th grade.
Okay.
He caught wind that a special needs student sat alone in the cafeteria, and he was a principal at another school, but my principal knew him, and he called him that day. And when my dad got home, very stern talking to that was not how we do things. It's not the right way to do things. So I think it started there. And from a selfish perspective, hang out with somebody with developmental disabilities, hang out with somebody with Down syndrome, hang out with anyone, cerebral palsy, whatever they're going through. And our lives are great. These kids, young adults, they go through with a smile on their face every day, and they deal with things that we don't even know. We couldn't even imagine, so I think selfishly, I think it makes everybody feel better about themselves. Right. It's the right
I remember
thing.
on the podcast, you're talking about like a lot of what, makes it so worth it for you is, getting to come in and see their smile and see that they really enjoy being able to participate. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we did have to change a lot of our programming with pandemic. A lot of young adults with developmental disabilities are also immunocompromised.
Mm-hmm.
So we did have to change most of their work to being pre-open. So it's like 9 to 11 if we open at 11 a.m. But it's heartwarming. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, either John Rimitz or Jana Blowers are there, and they're doing their thing, and they're happy, and they want to talk about their weekend, and they want to talk about sports or their family or whatever it may be. And as much as it is work, we hang out quite a bit and we talk, and it is fun, and kind of speaking of which, I don't know if you can, this is random, but we have our Polar Plunge sweatshirt on, and it's something that we love to be a very small part of with this community out here. But I know what we do makes a difference to at least 2 young adults, and that's worth it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Absolutely. So, so, we, let's, kind of talk about, Flagship with one more question. So Rachel, if you want to ask this one, it's the Chicago sports one. I kind of stole your question, so I'll give you back one.
No, you're fine. So if you could bring in any team to come and hang out at Flagship, it could be a team from the past, Bears, something like that, or a current team, who would it be and why?
Well, I mean,
yeah, if it was like,
there's only one true answer, and it's the 85 Bears.
I knew it. I was like, I know it, but I'm interested to see it. So
with Jarrett Payton, Walter Payton's son, being a business partner, and the cast of characters that were on that team and how dominant they were. And these guys still live as legends, in the Chicagoland area and even outside of that. I've had a chance to meet some of them. They're all awesome. They're all quirky and cool and funny, and like they're good, seem like good people. They've all moved on to other things in their lives, and but they still hold that 85 Bear team, pretty special. So hands down, it's 85 Bears.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I think that'd be, I mean, if they were there, I think the whole, like, everyone would be standing outside the windows and like being like, oh my God, it's 85 Bears.
Oh yeah.
Oh. So, I mean, personally, I would love to be for the 2005 White Sox to come over and be there, because that's one of my favorite team of all time. But 85 Bears definitely up there as well. So,
yep. No, the 05 White Sox were a great team. Mm-hmm. They're a great team. Even as a Cubs fan, I can say that.
So you'd be a little, instead of them, you'd want to have like the 2017 Cubs as a second choice.
Well, I'd rather have the 2016 Cubs.
Or 16, sorry. Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'd take the 17 too.
Right. So awesome. Well, that'll bring us close to the end. We got only a few more questions for you. So, is there anything that you'd like to share about Flagship? Anything just kind of wrap up with any, events coming up, any, thing that you'd like to promote for the business or anything?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing that we have coming up outside of St. Patrick's Day, March 12th, is the NCAA tournament.
Mhm.
And, that starts Thursday, March 17th, which is also actual St. Patrick's Day. But this is something I pride myself on, having the perfect TV setup. If we open at 10:30 that day, I probably walk in at 6:30 in the morning. And we have our map of where games are going and what TVs are going to be on what and what's going audio. And I think that would be the biggest thing. If you've never seen March Madness at Flagship on the Fox, that's when you want to come out.
Perfect. All right. So yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, definitely one of the best places just to watch sports in general, but March Madness place to be. So awesome. All right. So yeah, one last or a couple things that we want to say before we wrap up here. So anything that you'd like to share about, the new restaurant that you guys have coming here to downtown St. Charles?
Yep. That'll be called Duke's Northwoods. And it's named after my dog. His name is Duke. He's a hound dog lab mix. Duke, come here.
Oh, I get to see Duke on the show too. Awesome.
Duke, come here, Duke. Make your.
Hi, Duke.
Good boy. Good boy. All right.
We got it all on the podcast. We got dogs, we got sports, we got it all.
But it's going to be called Duke's Northwoods. It is going to be a bar, restaurant. Same chef that we've used for Flagship on the Fox, Matt Raskis. He's put together an unbelievable menu. And we're taking a lot of these Wisconsin staples and bringing them down here. The idea behind it is just something that's approachable, something that's different, a little fun and goofy. Our job can get routine outside of the customer experience. When we're dealing with customer, the day-to-day, I've done this for 16 years now. Being able to do something I've never done before is actually really exciting, and bringing over my management team from Flagship and them becoming partners now in the bars. It's really cool for me to watch and watch them grow within our company. So no, it's going to be great. We're shooting for a May opening. We'll see if we can get there, but if not, it's going to be sometime this summer.
All right. So yeah, we'll just have to keep our eye out. For me, I love like all Wisconsin, treats and stuff like that. Like, are you guys gonna be having like, any specialty like cheese curd stuff or anything like that? Or
curds, the relish trays.
Perfect.
I mean, you name it, do it. The brandy old fashions. We're trying to make it as authentic as we can. With the taxidermy, the all wood inside, the big fireplace. The fish mounts on the walls. We have a couple of different cool things that are coming in, and it's just supposed to be something different that's not out here. And that's what Flagship was supposed to be too. They're going to be completely different, but I want them different than anything else that you can experience out here.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
No, we can't wait. It's going to be awesome. So, hopefully, we can, get you guys open as soon as possible. So huge cheese curd connoisseur, so I'll be there as soon as you guys open. So
okay, love it. I love it.
So awesome. Well, yeah. Well, that'll bring us to the last question. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the St. Charles community before we wrap up here, Steve?
No, I think I'll just keep it simple and say, thank you. Not only for the last 2 years during pandemic, because we couldn't have made it without people ordering food 3-4 days a week those first 3 or 4 months. Instead of maybe they would only come in once or twice a week. Normally they're ordering food 3 to 4 times a week, takeout, or the people that just supported us along the way. And even before that, the 7 months we got before pandemic, we just had an unbelievable experience when it comes to the support from the St. Charles area, and just a thank you. And it doesn't go unnoticed. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, and thank you for, being here, continuing to be a community champion here for the community and really helping to grow, your employees that, are around the area and stuff, and being able to be, a driving force for inclusivity and, positivity in the area.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. So, well, that'll wrap up our St. Charles story here. Steve, it's been great to talk to you and get to share Flagship story, again, to talk about the workers and really making St. Charles an inclusive place as possible. I think that's an amazing thing that we can all work towards and make sure that, we make it a real possibility for the future. So
I agree. I could not agree more.
Yeah. So thank you all again for listening. We'll have more St. Charles stories coming down the road. So until then, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you all next time. Hello, everyone, and thank you again for watching our Now Open series video here. Hope you've enjoyed getting to learn about the new businesses here in St. Charles and hope you get a chance to support them. So we'll have more videos coming down the road, but if you don't mind, we have a few announcements that we'd like to talk about here before we wrap up the video. So first up is our events. So if you haven't, go to our website, www.stcalliance.org, and go check out our major events happening throughout the year. You don't want to miss them because they're so much fun. So, anything from our parades to Scarecrow Fest and so much more. So go check those out, get them marked in your calendar, and get ready to have some fun here in St. Charles. Next, we also want to talk about our new brewery tour, which incorporates our new brewery tour challenge. So essentially what you have to do is you have to download our Visit Widget app, go visit 6 of our breweries, and then you can win a free t-shirt. No brainer, right? You can go have fun, having some craft brews and supporting local businesses while also getting a free t-shirt. So go have some fun, win a t-shirt. So for more information on that, you can find that on our website, www.stcalliance.org, and in things to do. Last up is our Visit widget, which we're super happy to continue to promote. It's been really awesome seeing the feedback and the positivity that we've seen come from this app. So we have a little promo here that's going to talk about it. If you haven't heard about it or haven't utilize it yet, on why you need to download it right now. So here's our Visit widget promo.